So I'm Tarek. I'm one of the three co-founders of About You, and we started the beautiful company 3.5 years ago. And a bit like Marco said, everybody said we're insane starting a new fashion business. But we wanted to become the most inspiring and personal fashion online shop in Europe, and let's see how that worked out in the last years. We started 3.5 years ago. Last year we did 350 million in gross merchandise volume. Now we are at around 1 billion in gross merchandise volume in run rate. Forecast for this year was 800 million gross merchandise volume. Numbers are even better now, so I think we will land at something around 900 million in the whole fiscal year. So in numbers, it went out very well. We believe we are the fastest growing e-commerce startup in Europe at the moment. And our plan is actually to continue with that growth. And by the way, this is just DACH. This is not at all any other countries than German-speaking country. We just started our first non-German-speaking country, which is the Netherlands. And a lot will follow this year in terms of internationalization. We are half retailer, half marketplace, basically. 55% of the revenue we do is short tail revenue with our own stock, 45% is marketplace. So let's take a small step back to understand how that tremendous growth was possible in such a competitive market, as Marco already said. The European fashion market is just so big. You need to understand that, I think, to understand why it's possible to still build a huge player in that segment. We're talking about a 400 billion market just in Europe, and online is just about to become 15 billion euro on top just in online, and that is a conservative forecast. So why is this? So this is one part of the story why it's possible to build another huge player next to Zalando. The other reason is that it's very fragmented in terms of why do people buy fashion online. So we believe there are three reasons why people spend money on fashion online. First reason is what we consider buying fashion. They know exactly what they want. For example, they want a specific jeans. Yeah? That is typically the Amazon case. Second reason would be finding fashion. I'm looking for the perfect jeans. So I know the category, but I don't know the exact product. We believe this is the Zalando ballpark and the segment of Zalando, because they have the largest assortment of fashion and they have more fashion competence than an Amazon. But there is a third segment, which we call discover fashion. I want a new outfit. I'm invited to a wedding, for example, and I need a new whole outfit, because if I want to look great, it's not just about the dress, it's about the combination of a dress with shoes, with accessories, with bags, etc. I started in a new job, I want a new outfit, I want to improve my style, I want to change a bit. We believe then Amazon and Zalando are not a great destination, because then About You comes into play, and we see ourselves already as market leader in that segment of discovering online fashion discovery. So we say About You is leading in the growing market of fashion discovery. And what is important to see is that so far, fashion discovery happened offline. So usually if people wanted to improve their style or they were invited to a wedding, said, okay, I need a new, really nice outfit, they went offline. But we all know offline is dying. And in non-urban cities, there is no offline anymore. So now this part happens on the smartphone, and it happens on About You. Why do people decide to do that on About You? So, three things. First of all, actually, for us, we were pretty lucky that we started 3.5 years ago, because we started right away as a smartphone company. And that is a huge advantage against Lyst, Zalando, Amazon, and all the other players. We started as a smartphone company, and smartphone is the #1 device amongst all players now. We have more than 70% of our traffic through the smartphone, and the customer lifetime value is much higher. Second reason is we have a huge content and influencer network. We have exclusive cooperations with the most influential and largest fashion influencer and social media stars, celebrities, brands, magazines, etc., all providing content and outfit in our fashion community to inspire people to find the greatest outfit. And not just about outfits, it's also about trends, presenting trends, asking Elena Gerke, huge German influencer, what would you wear on a wedding? What are goes, what are no-goes, etc., really to educate people in terms of fashion. And the third thing is already incorporated in our name, and we heard that before, it's personalization. It's the biggest topic now in retail, and we were really lucky actually to start it 3.5 years ago, because these three topics are now the most relevant topics in retail, and we started right away. It's even incorporated in our name. If I log in on About You, the logo changes to, in my case, About Tarek, and everything I see is highly personalized on my style, price points, brand preferences, on my sizes, etc., etc. And this is a really cool marketing tool, by the way, as well. We had the challenge that we wanted to cover the whole fashion market. So we wanted to be mass market, but we don't want that huge risk of long tail. So what we did is, I already said that we have more than 120,000 products. This is like a bit less than Zalando, but not so much. We are really mass market. You can say above 80,000 products, people don't notice. It's everything, basically, and 1,000 brands as a retailer. 20% of the assortment is on our own stock, doing 55% of our revenue, and 80% of our assortment comes through our marketplace, where we don't have stock risks. Why do we take 20% on our own stock? It's because we can secure fast delivery, high margins, and most important, marketplaces always have the problem that the whole market, a top seller is a top seller at every retailer. That's the problem. So every little bit smart retailer will come to the point saying, okay, wait a second, this is a top seller. It will be sold out in 4 weeks. The season is 5 months. I'm going to unlist it in all external marketplaces because I have a higher margin and a better user experience, making sure that I have the top seller in my inventory. So the problem of 100% marketplace models is that they don't have the top sellers. So we were forced, and it's actually economically, it totally makes sense to take top sellers on your own stock. Let's look on some other numbers. We have acquired more than 2 million customers in Germany now. Our customer acquisition costs are at €25 now, which is good for a retailer. And the reason for that is that we live from word of mouth, organic, and we are the only smartphone destination to look for fashion as a retailer. So we don't need to do so much marketing. It's a lot social media and influencer. We do €35 profit contribution, so revenue after all variable costs, €35 within 1 year, so we have already positive ROI after 1 year and even more than 100% ROI after 2 years. These are really good numbers for retailers, but it's basically, these numbers, to be honest, are similar to Zalando as well. But as you can see, it's possible to build another big player with similar numbers actually, and without actually competing with Zalando, because they cover a different market segment. We grab our market shares from offline. What is really interesting, and this is a new topic at the moment, is we are building multiple additional profit drivers within our business model. We are a tech company, actually. By accident, we sell fashion, but we are a tech company. We sit on huge tech infrastructure. We have a custom-made tech infrastructure. We sit on huge data, and we sit on huge reach. It's obvious to build additional business models. We started with advertising, and 12 months ago, and already in the first 12 months, we did more than 2 million in revenue just through advertising without cannibalizing our retail business by nearly 100% margin. So, until 2020, what do we want to reach? We want to become top 3 in Europe. We want to come to more than 2.5 billion in gross merchandise volume. Remember, we are already at 1 billion, but everybody who knows our company and talk to our stakeholders actually know we are very conservative. We are from Hamburg, not Berlin. We are very conservative on forecasts. So far, we always highly overachieved our forecasts. So 2.5 billion gross merchandise volume is a very, very conservative forecast. 50% growth is nothing. We are now growing at 100%. And we're now, as I said, going to internationalize our whole company. And if you ask yourself why, and as an investor, why did I never had their pitch deck on your desk? Marco already said it. Our company is completely in the hand of the management and the Otto Group. Us management invested in the company significantly in the beginning. I founded a couple of companies before and sold one already. Otto Group is financing, of course, most of the chunk, but it might happen that in the next 12 months we would, because we got approached by a lot of investors so far, so we're now thinking about getting in touch with external investors. Thank you.